Now, sitting there, I'm at home, minding my business. I hear a commercial about you getting the laser eye exam. What made you go there?
They put that on radio? No, I actually had lens replacement, which is a pretty cool process. LASIK wasn't good for me. It would have taken away my reading. And I was having trouble with far away stuff. And Dr. Schwartz recommended a different deal to take out my lens and then put corrective lenses in. And it took me a minute to get my head wrapped around it because I wouldn't even do LASIK. I just couldn't imagine like a laser in my eye. But I started to look at, the money I make and the quality of life I could have if I just took care of myself. You know what I mean? I spent so much time not even thinking about that. And so Doc pretty much talked me into it. And then Chris Paul's mom pretty much called me on the carpet down in Augusta this summer. And I was squinting at the game, and she respectfully called me over to the other side. And we were talking, and she's like, "Coach, you got to get your eyes fixed. This is getting ridiculous." And I've been around them so long. When she did that, I was like, okay. I thought about it for a while. And I came right home to Phoenix, talked to Dr. Schwartz, and he took care of me. It's about a 5-week period, and I'm 20/15 in both eyes. I just finished the drops like a week and a half ago, so 5 weeks before that, so relatively 6 weeks ago, I started the process. They do one eye at a time. I'm not answering that question. I didn't know I was a bad coach, so I was like, holy smokes, man. Not touching it. Everything you say now is on the deal, so nope, not touching it. I can see better. I'm 20/15 in both eyes.
Let me turn it this way. You're seeing Cam with the hand, and you're seeing Cam Wayne with the hand. You're like,
no, you know what? I look and I read Hoops Hype. That's what I read. The other day, it was just like a litany of small injuries that guys have. I was grateful that it wasn't worse. When it happened in the game, it was like pop, pop, and I was like, dang. I'm just grateful there weren't any breaks. I'm glad the report came back the way that it did, and it's part of the NBA season. You play as hard as we do, and you're putting your hands in there, you're going to get bumps and bruises from time to time. So again, I'm grateful it wasn't worse.
You talked about established rotation.
Yeah.
Does that throw that off?
A little bit. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't. I mean, Cam Johnson's a starter, and Cam Payne's been our backup point guard for the most part. But it does give you an opportunity to see Landry play some point guard, and we may get to see Josh here soon. So I've been pretty anxious to see – not anxious, but I've really wanted to see those two in the backcourt to get some size back there and see if we can switch better and be a bit physical in the backcourt off the bench. I'd like to get everybody on the floor for the preseason. How you like that? It's good. See how I played on that?
Bonnie, what were your impressions of the way Landry and Dwayne both played in that role of leading the offense?
I thought Landry, the way that he directed the team from a pace standpoint, I didn't think he got caught up in trying to call 10, 12 plays the way that Chris can. I thought he found a package of plays, and he played with pace. It was a huge lift in the second half. The first play of the fourth quarter was signature play of the game for us from a pace and space standpoint. So I thought he did a good job of not overdoing it. Sometimes when you get that position, you feel like you got to call this play, get this. Like Landry played in pace and space more than he did play calling, and that was pretty impressive.
Watching from afar, it really feels like Dwayne kind of has his own rhythm in pick and roll. He doesn't rush himself.
Yeah. He's got a big body for a guy that's not, extremely tall. He's strong. And I thought he did a good job of keeping guys at bay off the dribble. And then I thought the pass that he made to Dario was like a timely pass because he had just come off and shot a midi and missed it. And I think, the bench was like, hey, but he did it the right way. He activated the big, he paused, and then he got Dario the ball in the sweet spot. It was a big time play.
How do you look at the minutes in this, presuming Cam Johnson misses these next 2 games? You've got nearly half the guys slotted at that 4 spot. Do you want to get as much out there as you possibly can?
Yeah, I think it gives you an opportunity to look at different guys there for sure. I want to see if Dario can, which I know he can, but he hasn't done it in a while. If Dario can play some 4, Torrey will play some. Ish can play that role. Damian can play some of that, just depending on who the opposite 4 is. The way we switch, it allows for you to play a number of guys at that position.
One last thing I had from the game was it seemed like the start of the 4th quarter, the defense really just picked up. Was that where you saw the habits?
Yeah, I just feel like we've been a second half team in the preseason from a intensity and consistent habits perspective. Hopefully in the next couple of games we can have that initial grit and toughness and intensity from the jump.
Going back to Landry, I know putting him in that role is at least a little bit by necessity. If you see it as something that can get more out of him too,
we'll see. I don't want to forecast too many things just because puts pressure on guys or it has people speculating stuff. I don't want to do that. I do think he's capable of playing both positions, all 3. He can play the small forward as well, but Landry was a point guard in college, so he has those instincts. He hasn't done it consistently, but he hasn't had the opportunity. So we'll see how it works out, but he's going to get a chance to do it. I talked to him about it today. I think that's what the preseason is for. You want to be able to get guys conditioning, you want to get a rhythm, but you also get a chance to learn a few things about your team. This may be something that we learn.
Get the sense that he's excited about that to go back a little bit to his Brookstyle State roots.
I don't know. Wasn't grading excitement when we were talking. No.
It's preseason, but the game the guys on the bench, the excitement was there, energy was there. Yeah. Is there anything to build off of that, even though it wasn't?
No, I mean, the loss to Adelaide wasn't like as traumatic as everybody. I was like, of course you want to win everything. Like, if you and I race right here, I'm gonna knock you out before we get off the line, right? You want to win. Well, we played our guys 20 minutes. Like, it wasn't the starters anyway, so it wasn't. And at the same time, they beat us. That's just the nature of basketball. But I heard indirectly, like, basketball world is getting closer to the NBA and all that because of the loss. I was like, okay. I just didn't connect the two. For me, it's just like keep building towards opening night, getting a great rhythm, getting conditioning. We did not play well against Adelaide. We gave up 24 made threes. I don't think we've done that since I've been here. Our habits weren't at a high level in that game, but I didn't feel gratified because we lost that game and then won against the Lakers in Vegas. I didn't feel that way. I'm more concerned with where we're going as a team, and I hope we continue to move in a good direction.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Hope you're right there.